So I thought this was gonna be a nice, funny game until I heard until I heard the audio. Yeah. All right. Be right back, real quick. Okay, everything's working okay, right? Okay. Let's go to setup. Transitions, enable, display mode, full screen. Alright, never mind, not full screen. I can't see the top of that now. Oh, stop it! I can't see the top anyways. I have to check if the recording's okay now. Okay, it's working. Text speed, just do medium. Auto forward, music volume, sound volume. It's scary. Alright, save. Okay, load, back, quit. Okay. Extra soundtrack, website credit, endings. Oh, there's different endings? I'm only gonna play this one time. I'm a big baby. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. The sound of our steps, combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animal, is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only thing that light up our way. At times like this, one begs not to run out of battery. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We're just a group of boys bored with our lives. The average teenager. Trying to create a lasting memory of this night, instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. 3 young men walked through a dark, but up until now, But up until now, nothing special for us, me being one of them. Alright, that grammar. What are we doing it to prove our courage? It's too bad there isn't a girl to see how brave we are. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 a.m. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I'm sure that many people will find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid is the dark. We cannot know what hides in it and what lurks in the shadows. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At that moment, I sigh how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the source becomes strange. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. I was like any other chill, except it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from 1 second to the other. Oh, the audio cut out there. So much so, my breath becomes visible, turning into mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just like a little short from being unbearable. Okay, so there are jump scares in this game. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stop at that moment. What's happening? I asked confused while turning to look at my friends. By the expression of their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. Oh, yeah, no. It was sad that we heard footsteps nearby that we did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear and a check, or if it was a mistake, but we stayed motionless, like the statue, without making noise. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. What was happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least a large animal, but there was nothing strange about them. It seems that the person walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Oh, yeah. Damn, why is this happening? Makes no sense. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I had the feeling that we were being stalked by someone. The strange footsteps stopped, but I'm feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that this is looking at me. The cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there, but strangely my friends seemed unable to perceive it. It seems that it's gone. It must have been just an animal. Several of them convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief. However, bad luck would soon strike us again. Why? Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before in just a blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but our flashlights just went out. Oh! Terrible. Of the three, only mine was still working. Well, that's still creepy. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Asked one of them, scared, while they both beat them desperately as if they were going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness is not pleasant for anyone. But after a few minutes, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps is heard, but the silence is different now. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we were walking back looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything in this forest. We could be walking in circles, and I would never notice until it's too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get the... Suddenly, my thoughts are silenced. We hear the steps of someone or something. Once more, the three of us become statues waiting in the presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beat anxiously. Damn! Get away from here and leave us alone. Unexpectedly, the steps I heard closer. This time they did not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere looking for the author of those footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Is that all there is around here? Just empty air? My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. I cannot distinguish what it was, but for a moment, a light revealed something. Quickly, I pointed it to the same place only to discover it was gone. I gotta catch my breath. Okay. Hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. I'm gonna save here. Oh man, how long is this game? What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. Oh, a cat. Eyes of intense red, who stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest, to say something. Somehow I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly, she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow was heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly an inexplicable force hits us three. I fall to the ground a little by my eyelids closed. The fatigue becomes unbearable. I lose consciousness on the ground in the forest, without knowing what was going on to attempt to happen to me. Before night falls. So I'm guessing this is a point-and-click style story game. There is another version. Oh, do I have to click? Oh, I do. There was another version that was like kind of like an RPG maker, but I couldn't play. Oh, hey, but I couldn't play it because it wouldn't record, so I have to play this visual novel. It's a day like any other, so no more that it was almost painful. The only special thing that it could be said is that it's October 31st, 31st. Far were the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better than I was a child, or at least some seems like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether superhero or monsters. My friends and I are the ones, on the other hand, use our imagination. Creativity was our costume, you could say, no matter how funny it only sounded. I remember my mother once painted my red face and told me, "You will be the devil." But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was a tomato man. Huh. But those things didn't matter to me since I was always having a good time. Had a good time. That's so soon. If I asked for candy now, even I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. But anyway, I can't say in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that may be. Back to my reality, we are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We're still not old enough to go to a disco, and I doubt guys would have any luck in that environment. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls, have fun. Everything perfect except that nobody had invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey Axel, let's have a couple of matches. What do you say? My friend Steven called my attention while playing the game with the game console. Rush Red. I believe that's what the game called. A fast and quite complicated fighting game for me. I would normally agree to play with them, but for some reason I didn't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I feel almost bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me. Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on a normal difficulty does not seem to help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want to, you can challenge me to, Alfred. I said, leading my attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred without him for a second. He's sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he's in Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have anything more fun to do? I asked with discouragement without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looked at me surprised. The actual problem with society is that people are not interested in discovering the history. He is one of those Plato intellectual always looking for oh my god, for any rare information to appear smarter than others. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. He added later. What are you talking about? The village is small and it's... What? This village is small and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal that ever happened in it. A village. Alfred laughed mockingly here after hearing that. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. He pauses, filling his chest with pride. The very fact that it is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago on this date, a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in it at least. Things like that happen, all the times and places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place, Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. There is a legend behind this disappearance. That is what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It was then that I noticed that it was on a Wikipedia, but some other page. Come on, read this and learn a little. Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on screen. Creepypasta. Both Stephen and I moved closer to it. Town of Abingdon, Oxfordshire, country, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in my investigation. Truth is that never in my life I have seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes. So many difficult to solve. Some difficult to solve. But all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is that I can't understand what happened. What? Why was that there? Oh, alright. I was called for the disappearance of a man called Matthew Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol but was still sober. Or at least that's what the witness said. Anyway, this is not something that can be explained with simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday till the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop, but the truth is we don't know what happened to him. The trek suddenly ended up clearing into the forest. And that's all. There was no evidence of a struggle, no other trace, or pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, anything else. The depth of those last footprints and the position they were in indicated that he was still walking. At no point he stood still, as if he vaporized in thin air, with all his clothes, in the middle of the walk. Obviously I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give another explanation. The only thing I can remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there are no animals' corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think that he suddenly started to decay and become earth. I swear, if there's a jump scare on this page, it's gonna get me. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we wouldn't say anything, but it was decided he escaped from the village. However, while officially there is no more to do, I can sleep in peace, thinking about what could happen if to him took away my sleep. I'm getting tired. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories. Like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew. But in the end of the day, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched this town for similar stories. To my surprise, I found 4 more, all young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared at the same date, October 31st. But there's more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this, and that is the separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared 1924. Mitchell Smith disappeared 1867. Jason Black disappeared 1813. And the worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then that I discovered that it seemed to be a simple and boring forest that actually hid a great story. Before it was called Oakwood, or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood, or Whitewood. I'm gonna say Witchwood. The word witch was huge similarity with witch. Well, taking into consideration that this is an old name and the language changes over time, this indicates that it was a forest of the witches. Apparently more than 400 years ago, people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a properly written record. I just know that at the change of religion of Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently, the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like this as the answer. In the end, I had no other choice than accepting that each of them have escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Why would they want to escape? Interesting story. I didn't know that a story was hiding in this town. I said honestly surprised, even if it's a lie. I managed to hold my interest. Wait, there's something more. Alfred said that at the same time he scrolls through the comments. We read that it is written here. A couple of comments call our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At that time, they felt horrible fear that it could happen to them. Well, the 2 comments share great similarities, but they could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went to the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read these things to look more cool before the girls, replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame. Partly yes. He admitted it. That was a secret nobody silently knew. Everybody silently knew. Well, now we have an activity for tonight. Oh, that's how. Okay. Stephen said at the same time as he makes a face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I was completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simply, let's go to the forest. Oh, simple. Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? Said Alfred, unable to believe what he just heard. You only needed to look at his face to know that he did not like the idea. Despite everything you've heard, you want to go? Of course. It would have been the test of courage among those 3. Replied Stephen, full of confidence, perhaps too much. He should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No. Why would I be afraid? Answered Alfred at the same time he folds his arm, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as when you have to talk with a girl. And what about you, Axel? Don't tell me you want to come. Suddenly Stephen asked me, at the same time looking at me mockingly. Don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group. I hate that tone of voice you use. I will never give you that, I said, but without thinking, showing confidence in my own look. Well, let's not say anymore. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We are going to the forest. Stephen said, full of energy. Yeah. We 3 said in unison as if we were all going to have some kind of private party, not really knowing what we were doing or what we were going to find. 2:13 a.m. I'm just gonna play until it gives me a choice or something, and then I'll end it there. I awake completely confused, not knowing how much time had passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Oh, this is when they blacked out. Ugh. Unfortunately, the pain goes away quickly as my confusion. Soon, I come back to my senses. My flashlight is laying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was the only protection against the darkness that surrounds me. Then I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Yeah, where'd they go? Oh. Stephen, Alfred, can you hear me? Without thinking, I screamed their names in the dark, while trying to find them with my flashlight, but there was no trace of them. They were gone. Where the hell are they? And what the heck did just happen? I really don't understand anything. Shit. We should just have stayed home. This is not proof of courage. We could be in danger. I have to find them. 2:19 a.m. It took 4 minutes? Little time has passed since I started looking for my friends, and I already can't stay in this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it is unnatural. It is a forest that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold as winter, carrying a strong rot smell, as if there are corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. The atmosphere of this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes me more uncomfortable. Since I started looking for my friends, I felt that something was watching me, but there's nothing. I sigh with my voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking to avoid any hope. No matter where I look or how much I walk, I find nothing. I can't even hear the sounds of animals. Rather, it seems they are already dead and rotting. No, I have to calm myself, I said to myself. I stopped for a moment to rest. I breathed deeply, but the rotten air have this place does me no good. Immediately I start to cough, and I had something stuck in my throat. Shit. What am I going to do? This cursed forest seems endless. And even if by a miracle I could escape it, I cannot abandon Stephen and Alfred. I'm really screwed up. Again I sigh, feeling on the verge of tears. My frustration is building up, but I have to do the best to keep calm. If I fall into despair, then there is no doubt I will be joining the list of missing persons. In the end, I decided to keep walking. Step by step, I should get somewhere. At least I was convinced that staying in the same place would not do me any good. Even if it was only to deceive myself, feeling that I'm doing something, I just wanted to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sound of my footsteps can be heard. Knowing that as soon as you stop, you will be surrounded by dead silence is a good incentive to keep walking. But my legs were already hurting. Suddenly, I hear a crack at my feet. I instantly take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. A stick? I whispered to myself, surprised, discovering that I had stepped on animal bone. Oh. I believe that is from an animal, although I did not rule out the possibility that it belongs to a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about it. An expression of anguish is drawn to my face. It is best to ignore it. I had to keep walking. Suddenly, my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards there again. Ah! Cat. Oh, dead cat. The one from before would made the awful meow, but this time it was lying on the ground. It appears to be fainted and is wounded. Oh, that was dead. Then what should I do? Pick her up. Oh, I can't say. Alright. It's best to continue without waking her. The cat is dangerous. It's her fault that I ended up in this place, and my friends are missing. But even knowing that, for some strange reason, I can't help but feel sorry for her. Even if it's unnatural, it's still an animal. I can bend over to see her closer. She's unconscious, and there's a thin line of blood coming from her mouth. I'm a real idiot. I said to myself at the same time I cleaned the blood from her mouth with the handkerchief that I had with me. Fortunately, she doesn't wake up. I then closed her mouth without making an appearance a little better. Now she seemed to be peacefully sleeping. I got a cat. After a long sigh, I decided to pick her up carefully. Alright, let's save here. Alright, let's go until something happens. After a long sigh, I decided to pick her up carefully. I don't know what powers of this cat are, but if she brought me here, then maybe she could return me to my world. What did you assume you're in a different world? With her in my arms, I decide the best thing that I can do is continue walking. 2:31. Oh, it's been 20 minutes. Well, 19. Again, I found myself in the dark forest walking aimlessly. 11. only moving forward, but it didn't seem I was getting somewhere. In my arms, I carry the cat, which sleeps soundly. Come here, you'll be safe. Oh, don't follow the voice. I suddenly stopped. It was probably easy to see the disbelief on my face at that moment. It's that voice again. I whispered to myself and no one listened to me. What voice again? There's never a voice. Shortly after I found the cat, a mysterious voice appeared in my mind. Oh, he's explaining it now. It is a feminine voice, soft and gentle, and you belong to a princess from a fairy tale, but I can't trust it. Am I really going crazy, or just a forest that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. Then I feel the cat move in my arms. I look down and I'm confused just to see how she opens her red eyes suddenly. I become quiet at that instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into the eyes of the other. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there is something fascinating about him, something that attracts me. I lose myself in her eyes if I'm hypnotized. Until suddenly she jumps with the intention of scratching my face. Oh. My reflexes are pushing her at the same time when I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I manage to dodge her attack, but in the process I drop my flashlight. I panicked and acted clumsily. The flashlight falls near me, lighting up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as it left my hands, I remember how dense this abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking before taking action. I then lighted the place where the cat was, only to discover she had arched her body angrily, as if she feared an attack from me. Those red eyes stare at me, shining with the light at the darkness, shining with the light of the flashlight as if they were jewels, reflecting a thirst of hatred and rejection towards me. My body freezes after seeing them. I can't even think. Again? But weaker. Although, not any less frightening. There's no doubt that there is something wrong with that animal. It must be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be some kind of evil spirit, a pet of the witches. I feel all panic seize me. My heart beats quickly and begging me to do something. My mouth is dry and my forehead covered in cold sweat. What should I do? I want to confront the cat. No, I should not despair. I have to calm down and think carefully about what I should do. With that in mind, I take a deep breath and look again at her. This cat is my only hope right now. Soon the expression of my eyes changed from fear to courage. I realize it is only a cat, without a doubt a strange one, but my life is not actually in danger. This isn't a tiger staring at me, but a simple cat. Apparently her only power are those weird meows. If she could kill me, she would have already done it. So I rule out that possibility. Her work must be transporting the next victim to the area of the forest. So unnatural and shady. After filling my lungs with air, I slowly walk towards the cat. Her meows get louder with every step, and I don't let them scare me. Seeing that I didn't turn back, she shyly takes a step back. Ha ha! In my mind, I smiled at that image. The prey is now the hunter. I look at her directly while advancing. Little by little, her meows become weaker, as if she was losing strength. Then I suddenly jump back and take her in my hands. She hardly resisted at all. Not so tough now, right? You look better like this. She is trembling in my hands. She looks so helpless that I almost feel like a villain. But I must not forget all that she has done so far. It's her fault that I'm in this place. She brought me here. Then if I kill her, would it possible to go back? Oh, don't. I've never killed an animal. Truth is that I can't be proud of myself for doing such a thing. But if I do, maybe this legend would end here and now. Then what should I do? Don't kill the cat. It is only logical that magic should die along with the cat. That should be my ticket back. If I kill it, everything would be over tonight and the legend would come to an end. Confident that it was for the best, I try to view it in my mind. But no matter how hard I force myself to see it, in the end I am unable to take the life of another living being. Even if the cat is a cursed cat serving a wish, I don't feel good killing her. I think I'm too nice for my own good. So the only thing that remains is to keep her with me, hoping that sooner or later she allows me to escape. With nothing more to think about, I decide the best thing to do is continue my path. 2:41, 10 minutes. It's been a few minutes since I captured the cat. Again I found myself walking with her in my arms, led by the strange voice. How long have I been walking this forest? Apparently not enough to make me go mad, but it should be close. What should be? Don't be afraid, come with me, I'll help you. The voice sounds closer this time. It seems that I'm going in the right direction. I don't fully trust it, but it's in the best I have. At least at the first glance it seems a friendly voice. I'm completely focused on the way... okay. I completely focus on my way when I suddenly feel something bite me. What the heck? I shout in pain, realizing that the cat bit my arm. Fortunately, it wasn't a dangerous bite, but it sure was painful. With my distraction, she takes the chance to jump from my arms, falling a few steps away from me. I set my gaze upon her, furious, but soon something happens that makes me forget about my anger. Suddenly, the cat is covered with bright light. Yay, no flashlight. So much that it repels the unnatural darkness surrounding the forest, stealing my breath. Under the light, its figure gradually changes until it ceases to be a cat and becomes a human figure. Oh, I guessed right. I bet other people were guessing that too. I didn't guess she looked like that. No longer is there a cat in front of me, but a girl with incredible beauty. I must really be going crazy. She has white hair and red eyes. Which, she seems about my age. In other circumstances, I would have asked her out without hesitation. Just thinking about it makes me laugh to myself in my mind. Even at the edge of madness, it seems some things about me will never change. She approaches slowly towards me, one step at a time with no fear. The girl then stares in my eye, a slightly irritated face. Her lips are moving, she seems to be saying something, but I'm unable to hear a sound. Are you trying to tell me something? I babbled confused, with a face of disbelief, which surely made me look stupid. Said the girl with a very low voice. I do not understand what she is saying. What? I can't hear you well. I asked, still confused. Suddenly the girl pouts in a bad mood. What's wrong with you? Are you deaf? Finally I could hear her clearly, and just in time because it seems her patience was about to end. Okay, now I hear you, I said, annoyed. All of my astonishment from just a few seconds ago disappears when I see the arrogant attitude of the girl. At least now I don't think she'll bite me, I hope. The girl then snorts with irritation. What an annoying guy I had to find, she said at that time when she places her hand on her lips, making a pensive face. Wait, you shouldn't speak ill of someone you have right before you. I was quick to respond. For a moment I felt annoyed at the thought that I had to teach manners to the spirit or whatever she is. A pity so much beauty wasted on someone so arrogant. The girl let out a snort of annoyance after hearing me. I'm sorry, it's a bad habit that I can't quit, she answered without sounding very repentant, clearly false apology. Hey. Can't click. There we go. After talking, she diverts her gaze towards the sounding as if she was bored. I see. I replied annoyed. I just met her and I already feel I don't like her. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I must not forget who this girl is. She was the cat that started it all. Anyway, at least you can tell me why you attacked me and my friends. I asked shortly, acting more seriously. The greetings were over. It's time to get over to the important stuff. And why did you bite me if I wasn't doing anything? Before I knew it, my lips moved, asking another question. I cannot lie. I was angry. The girl then stares in my face. She blinks in curiosity before speaking. Does it hurt? The wound? She asked innocently. Yes. I was quick to respond with annoyance. I didn't need to say more. Of course it still hurts, you silly cat. She looks at me in silence for a few seconds until suddenly she approaches me without any shyness or fear. On second thought, how could a simple human such as me scare a cat that could turn into a person? Show me your wound, said the girl once she stood right next to me. Her presence makes me nervous. This girl seems to not know what personal space is. As embarrassing as it sounds, I had never had a girl this close, if only it was this force. I don't know why. I shouldn't trust her, but strangely, something tells me that she has no bad intentions. This girl is surrounded by a calm aura, something pure unlike anything else in this forest. In the end, resigning myself with a sigh, I show her my arm with a bite. Immediately the girl sets her sight on my wound. It will only take a moment, she said with complete confidence. Then she looks up into my eyes. When she looks at my eyes Could you close your eyes? She asked as she blushes slightly. I'm surprised to see that there's face she has, even if it's just a little. Then I sighed, feeling something it wasn't right, but there was nothing else I could do. Okay. I said, doing as she asked. I didn't know what to expect. For a moment, I thought she would get naked or something like that. But what kind of magic can work only when you have no clothes? I don't know, but my mind sure would have wanted to imagine that. Come on, Axel, keep your composure. Suddenly, I feel something warm and wet touch my wound. Immediately, I shudder. Wait, what are you doing? It's a stupid question because I knew well what she was doing. She was licking my wound. You idiot, who said you could watch? I was quick to respond to the cat. With her cheeks red in embarrassment and her lips still close to my wound, she looked adorably troubled. Don't you see that I was trying to heal you? She then added in a bad mood. I'm sorry, I said, blushing. I thought you would do something more extraordinary. Now I'm not sure. Is she a girl who can transform into a cat, or a cat that can become a girl? The music stopped. Sorry to disappoint you for not being extraordinary enough, murmured the girl at the same time as she gave me an annoying look, red eyes shining with disgust. It is then that I realized that the pain had disappeared. With curiosity, I looked where the wound was, only to discover that now there's no trace of it. For a couple of seconds I stayed silent, incredulous. It seems that your treatment worked, I finally said, grateful. I still looked at the spot. But of course I have experienced healing myself, answered the girl, closing her eyes and inflating her chest to show her pride. I actually appreciate what she did, but I still wonder if she really had to lick it to cure me. I understand, but who are you? The girl makes a small snort with curiosity after hearing my question. Then she tilts her head and closes her eyes, making a thoughtful face. It seems I have not presented myself. She opened her eyes and gazes into mine. My name is Ashley. So that's your name. I expected something more extravagant. My name is Axel. By the way, have you ever been accused of witchcraft? Before I knew it, I asked that question. I guess it was rather rude for me, completely lacking in manners. But I must not forget for even a second that I am in this cursed forest. Ashley suddenly becomes silent. At plain sight, it was obvious she didn't take it well. She takes her time before responding. Yes, but that was a long time ago. Then she closes her eyes and exhales, emptying her lungs. She seemed to be recalling something painful. It's just seeing her made me feel guilty. I'm sorry. It was not my intention to make you remember it. I said, slightly remorseful. No doubt to be accused of witchcraft must have been a terrible experience. Ashley closed her eyes and nods a couple of times. It's okay. It's not like I can blame your curiosity of seeing where we are. Then she looks at me closely with curious eyes. By the way, how do you know about me? Perhaps you are a sorcerer who has lived during the past centuries? She asked, narrowing her eyes as if she was trying to see the inside of my mind. What kind of question is that? No, nothing like that. I answered at the moment. I'm just an ordinary person. I am noted boring, but she didn't need to know that. It's just that there are stories of these witches in the forest. But as you can see, the stories are not very convincing, or else I wouldn't be here. I explained, trying to move any doubt that Ashley may have. Again, she closes her eyes and nods. I understand. She pauses and looks me in the eyes. It's because of the stupid myths that stupid humans come to this forest, just like you. Then she said, looking at me with rejection. Wait, what are you trying to say? We are to blame? I replied, feeling offended. Ashley suddenly looked at me, disgusted. Are you an idiot? Yes. If you hadn't come to my existence, it would be nice and peaceful, instead of this chaos that is every year. She said, ending with a sigh of frustration. But you're the one that causes all this. I was quick to respond. I don't even bother to hide my anger. I can't believe what she says. How arrogant could she be? Ashley opens her eyes wide surprised and looks at me with annoyance in her red eyes. Do you not understand, stupid human? Definitely, I don't like this girl. I'm only trying to protect you. Her words take me by surprise. Huh? I explained incredulously. You attacked me and attacked my friends, only to protect us? Yes. She simply replied at the same time when she nods, filled with pride and confidence. Okay, that's it. I'm getting out of here. I cannot believe how arrogant and self-centered this girl is. After everything she did to me and my friends, I can't stand her any longer. Wait. I had only taken a few steps when I heard her calling for me. She sounds really worried. You don't understand the danger in here. I stop in my tracks as soon as I hear her. Real danger? I whispered, feeling some doubts. Suddenly I shiver. It doesn't look like she's lying. Yes, I try to chase them away using illusions. Other times I hit them with my powers. And at last resort, I scare them directly as if it was your case. Ashley confessed, blushing a little as she felt embarrassed of remembering. And why do you do that? I asked, confused. I think it's right here. Ashley stares at me with her red eyes. If they continue with their curiosity, they will meet an evil entity that will take their lives. What you say doesn't sound very convincing. I immediately interrupted. The only evil entity here is you. Ashley shakes her head in denial. You are wrong. I am the good one. Then she said, looking into my eyes with a pure innocence in hers. I could only laugh at the comment. It had to be a joke. After doing all that, you say you're good? Don't laugh. I'm only trying to protect you, replied Ashley, furious while waving her arms. Then she crosses her arms and gives me an unpleased look. Do you expect me to believe that? I replied sarcastically. What she said made no sense, but somehow she seemed oddly convinced it was the truth. She was surely a bit wrong in the head. But it's true. You have to believe me. This time she sounds really worried about me. I actually feel a little sorry for her. Ashley then stays silent, looking at me with puppy eyes. However, she should soon recover her proud attitude. If you want, hold my hand. I won't harm you, she suddenly says. I look carefully at her. She has a very arrogant face, as if it was a great honor to be able to touch her. You won't do anything strange. I asked distrustful, but after seeing her again, I do not think she was lying. Ashley nods full of confidence. I promise you. I stare at her for a few seconds, making sure she isn't a trap. Okay, but why do you want me to hold your hand? I ask at the same time I extend my hand. Ashley opens her eyes, surprised after hearing my question, then stares at me with annoyance. Are you stupid? Obviously to guide you out of the forest, she said just as she takes my hand in one quick move. I then find myself being dragged by the strange girl. I'm gonna end it there. Oh, there's an auto. Never mind. I won't be able to read it fast enough to put on auto. And that's my name again. I guess that was the end of the video, guys. I don't have an outro.